Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for tuning in once again. February 9th, 2011. It's been a while since I made a video, so thought I'd make one of this guy right here. Ruger Mark III 22. I just picked this up. It's your target model. I want to see how it performs. I did shoot this already. I shot 30 rounds of the Federal 550 rounds. That's what I call them, the Federal 550s. A lot of people do. On that note, the 550 has nothing to do with the ammunition other than the fact that there's 550 rounds in that bulk pack. I put 30 rounds through. It seemed to do just fine. What I want to do today is I want to try out 4 different ammunitions. As everyone knows, 22s and perhaps the pistols more so can be a little picky with what you feed them. So I want to try 4 different brands and also maybe dispel a myth or not, or prove a myth that these Mark IIIs are very picky. A lot of people say you'll have to go through 4 or 5 different brands of ammo to find the right one. If not, you'll be having a lot of failure to feeds, failure to ejects, etc. So I want to see out of all these. So we have the Federal 550s, we have your Blazers. I'm not even sure what these are. These are your Aguila Golden Eagle. I've never shot them. I guess they are an intermediate round. Some people say a target round. I don't know. I don't really target shoot. And your Winchester Wildcats. The plan is I have 4 targets up. We're at the 25-yard range. I'm going to start with the top left, which will be your Federal 550s. Top right will be your Blazers. Bottom left will be your Aguilas, however you say it, I don't know. Bottom right will be your Winchester Wildcats. 2 mags of each into each target. What we're looking for here is consistency, reliability, dependability, however you want to say it, and a group size. So that's where we're at. I already loaded up 2 mags with the Federal 550s. We're going to get started here. Try and make this as quick as possible. I don't want to do any editing on my videos. I try not to ever do any editing, so we're just going to get going here. See how she does. Top left target. Oh, safety's on. We're live. All right, so far so good. All right, no problems there. Next, we're going to try the Blazers. Yeah, 25 degrees today. It's very cold. I wouldn't say very cold, but it's a cold day. So my dexterity is definitely down. I can feel it. You know, hands are a little numb. So I'm a little slower than what I normally be with finer manipulations like, you know, loading a mag. But I like that. I like that practice because you never know what situation you're going to find yourself in. Especially someone like myself who spends a lot of time in the outdoors in all kinds of weather. So it's best to be prepared. Kind of like a diver. A diver doesn't just practice in a swimming pool. They dropped around there. Diver just doesn't practice in a swimming pool. They practice in all kinds of water. Some water with no visibility at all. And the reason is you have to be prepared. So they talk about global warming. I'm not a believer. Or let me rephrase that. I am not a believer in significant man-made global warming. I do believe in global warming. Anyone who doesn't hasn't studied science. The records indicate there is a fluctuation in temperature. You all know that, I'm sure. You can leave your comments below regarding global warming. I'd like to hear what you think of that. Personally, though, like I said, I don't buy it. And these colder than normal winters may or may not support that. I don't know. All right, top right target. No problems with the blazers yet. All right, beautiful. As some of you might know, if you watched my other videos, I had a brown and buck mark. Don't have it anymore. Got rid of it for several reasons. And I won't discuss them in this video. I think I'll make a separate video for that. Not to say it's not a good firearm. Very accurate firearm. Very dependable. But there's just some things about this that I like a lot better. And I'll go over that in my other videos. So keep your eyes out for that if you're interested to hear. I will tell you this much. This 22 is a lot smoother shooting in terms of recoil and this general performance. Don't know how else to say it. It just feels very smooth. Some people might disagree with that, which is fine. Always like to hear your thoughts on things like that. I mean, that's why there are different brands. If one brand was that much more superior, nobody would get the other ones. Obviously, if price wasn't an option. Alright, so we got the Aguilas. Not sure how to say it. Bottom left target is where we're going to be shooting. We'll see how they perform. Supposedly a match pistol round is what it says on the box. I don't know. We'll see. Alright, didn't fire. Failure to fire. Let me see what's going on. Well, let's see if that fixed the problem. Failure to fire again. And it looks like a round is not being chambered. There we got a failure to eject. I don't know if it's the magazine's not properly inserted. That's why we're testing them. Failure to eject again. All right, we lost one round. Lost one round. It's in there. We'll worry about that later. Yeah, all kinds of issues here with this ammo. Failure to eject. Failure to eject. All right. Not very happy with that performance. I'll tell you that. Now who knows? It could be the magazine. It could be. We'll see what this one does. Failure to fire. No round chambered. Failure to fire. No round chambered. Failure to feed. Failure to feed. Wow, that was terrible. Not sure if all the rounds, if all the Aguila would be that way or just this one. I'd assume it's just this one model, if you will. I'm going to try these Wildcats. These are a definite hit or miss ammo, the Wildcats. Some people love them, some people say they're great. Kind of like the Federal 550s. Some people say they're not worth anything. We will find out. That's the point of this video. Yeah, so there were a lot of failure to feeds. It appeared they were getting hung up on the feed ramp. I like to polish my feed ramps. Not drastically, but I do polish it. A lot of times that is a simple solution to failure to feeds. So before you rule out an ammo by saying it's junk or doesn't work in your firearm, you can try that simple solution. I might post a video on how to do it. If you don't do it right, you can mess up your ramp. It's by no means hard though. It's simple. Alright. Winchester Wildcats loaded up. I hope these do better. I like my guns to be reliable with any ammunition. I mean, who doesn't? Bottom right target. Well, based on the fact that the Blazers and the 550s have done okay, we'll see how this mag does. Half thinking it's those Aguilas. They just don't agree with this gun. Okay, mag is out. Action is empty. Safety is on. Let's take a walk down range. See how we did. Alright, top left. Those are your Federal 550s. Those are your Blazers. Those are your Aguilas, which ironically seem to have the worst grouping. Those are your Wildcats. Of the two, looks like these Blazers are grouping pretty well. So are the 550s. Especially considering the sights that are on there. So there you have it, folks. Thank you for tuning in. As always, it's been a pleasure. Some Harley guy is out of here.